OnlyOneOf has become a safe space for many people, mainly LGBTQIA+ fans, who see themselves reflected in their work. The way they present queerness in line with their concept has advanced and been made more clear over the 4 years they have spent as idols. By including the topic of same-sex/same-gendered attraction, they have gained the love of queer people, attention from media and dismissal from non-fans. OnlyOneOf has faced a lot of accusations of queer baiting to draw eyes to the group, and have been denied general recognition for their work because of this. As a queer fan of OnlyOneOf, I want to explain why that OnlyOneOf is much more impactful than what people see on the surface, and hopefully decrease the amount of allegations they are continuously facing from non-fans and supposed allies alike. Just as a disclaimer, I should say, if you are sensitive to topics of religious trauma, toxic and abusive relationships, homophobic bullying, or similar themes of these types, this is just a warning. It doesn't get too deep, no deeper than OnlyOneOf have gone, but these are still difficult topics to listen to. Your mental health should come first, so I will provide timestamps for every section in this video, so you can skip to wherever you want. The statistics I use in this video are based off of American surveys, and so cannot directly help us comment on the lives of queer people and students in South Korea. However, it can help apply context to universal struggles of being LGBTQIA+ regardless of where someone lives. Also, these explanations are coming from a pansexual AFAB person who is going through a gender crisis, and so I won't have first-hand experience with all the specific details I mention in this video, so feel free to comment your own opinions and anecdotes down below. Thank you so much for watching.
Down where you're going is the real적인 soul drift.
Including aspects of the queer experience in their storyline. We all can spot the obvious and somewhat overused queer themes in media. Believing you are straight and or CIs. First, same-sex/same-gendered crush. Internalized homophobia and or transphobia. Unaccepting environment. Coming to terms with yourself. Successful queer relationships. Coming out/finding acceptance from others. Of course, these themes are important to tell, and OnlyOneOf have even used some of these subjects in their own artistry. For example, Begin by Abusive use the topics of internalized homophobia, seen with KB's character. Be Free by KB has the topics of, presumably, a first crush, accepting yourself and a successful healthy relationship. Both Beat and Beyond shows the unaccepting environment. However, where OnlyOneOf differentiates from other media is by including more uncomfortable but common parts of the queer experience. Religious trauma. OnlyOneOf have always used Christian religious symbolism in their content. This is mainly seen in their music video Fourth Sage. This is also seen in the lyrics of that song, which I will mention later in the video. It also clearly emphasizes how being brought up religious can contort your view of yourself as an individual. Many queer people can relate to wanting to be saved from their sexuality and or gender identity, and loathing themselves because of who they are. We see the hold religion has over people in everyday life, and the devastating effects it has caused. Redemptive suffering is a key concept taught in Christianity, and, simply put by our trusty friend, Google, is that human suffering, when accepted and offered up in union with the passion of Jesus, can remit the just punishment for one's sins, or for the sins of another, or for the other physical or spiritual needs of oneself or another. In simpler terms, that God wants you to experience pain, so that a lesson can be taught because of it. It traps queer people in an impossible situation, where they are taught, being LGBT is evil and unbalanced relationships are worth the suffering they come with. The toxicness of this idea has influenced their songs like by Rido and Doramar. According to Stonewall's official site, a third of lesbian, gay and bi people of faith, 32%, and 1 in 4 trans people of faith, 25%, are open with anyone in their faith community about their identity. This makes sense, considering many religious people's negative views on the LGBTQ+ community, defending their bigotry by referring to their religious text. The queer community and religious people have always been at odds with each other, not really a surprise there, when it has been mostly religious lawmakers and people in power taking away rights, and making it harder for queer people to live how they please. Unbalanced, toxic abusive relationships. Obviously, anyone can get into these types of relationships, no matter their sexuality and/or gender identity, and it isn't always in terms of a romantic connection. It can be between friends, family members and even co-workers. But in only one of case, it is romantic, and is shown from a, to label it, bisexual perspective by Rido and Amar is about the objectification of their lover, who is a woman, and gaslighting is about gaslighting. Surprise surprise. In the song, the boy is willing to submit to his man, feeling uneasy in his queer relationship, and wanting to conform to the leader follower dynamic. This aligns with not only the religious concept of a singular or numerous higher powers in the people who follow, but also traditional male-female relationship of the male being the leader, dominant, and female being the follower, submissive. The toxicity of their relationship stems from the belief that, by conforming to socially acceptable, straight romantic dynamics, they will earn approval by humanity, but overall, this damages their relationship and suppresses their queerness. It shows the dilemma queer couples have to often go through, deciding whether to conform, or be prideful and unapologetic in their own relationships. Queer teen experience. Often, queer people are denied the opportunity to experience love and relationships compared to straight and cis people. This is most obvious during late teen years, where your non-queer classmates are in relationships and can love freely, while you are stuck trying to figure out yourself, maybe being surrounded by homophobia/transphobia, and not being able to date due to internalized homophobia/transphobia and unrequited feelings. OnlyOneOf flips this concept on its head in Beat and Beyond, which depicts the developing feelings between a new student and a bullied student. Both songs and music videos gives the opportunity for queer fans, specifically gay and bisexual men, to view a queer high school relationship and what it could been like to experience that situation. However, OnlyOneOf doesn't sugarcoat the reality of being open about your sexuality, seen with Mill's character constantly being bullied and Nine's character being beaten up by those same bullies. While showing the negative sides and contrasting with the positivity, OnlyOneOf validates the longing of being in a relationship where all partners can relate to each other. Experimentation. In a cis-heterocentric society, it is hard for queer people to feel seen, and questioning people to understand themselves and their feelings. This questioning and exploration is most noticeably shown in Libido, through the somewhat suggestive choreography and the lyrics in Libido. The character of the boy is in a comfortable and open environment, seen from the scenery of the white landscape, signifying a safe space away from societal expectations and judging eyes. OnlyOneOf's lyricism. Throughout their whole career, OnlyOneOf's lyrics have pointed to deeper and relatable meanings, and includes lines that alone, without the use of choreography or music videos, can evidently be read as queer, outside of their Underground Idol series.
다시 나를 부르는 fantasy 거짓된 건 벗어둬 어차피 우린 시들어 가고 있어 바이러스 속에 이 속에 Why do you keep that 견디지 못했던 내 스킨 속에 파고들어 We go with this parasite So baby come kiss 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 Yeah 똑같은 것들 you replay What you know about it What you know about Face 보여줘 가면 써 on a skin Prepped 나나만 보고 drive it like Round 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 yeah yeah 우리는 엇갈린 썩고 정답은 나고 내 끌리는 길로 이겨가는 high beat But I ain't got no feel yeah 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 우리는 빛이 되어 get more freedom 정답은 나고 내 끌리는 길로 The way you're going is the real 여긴 soul drift
Queer lyrics within the Underground Idol series include
Begin with that blast Let me take it you there 모든 것의 시작인 저점에 그 어떤 편견들로부터 자유로울 때 True love 해있잖아 I like your taste Jean shining light 내 어디에 I just wanna taste your lips Never know love baby yeah 벽에서 날 꺼냈던 자 내 곁에 가도 baby Be mine 넌 나의 두 손에 태연하게 너를 만들어줄게 서서히 드러나는 너의 silhouette 널 만져도 돼 내 손 가는 대로 할래 yeah 같은 세상이 텅빈 듯이 느껴져 왜 I get to fall from you 숨 쉬듯 당연했던 게 어색해져 Is that because of you 어쩌면 모든 건 다 정해져 있어 마치 운명처럼 올라갈 준비해 Yeah I wanna make it beat Wanna tell them beat it 지금 눌러 beat it beat up 때론 세계로 join 손에 기어나던 랩 우리 곁잡죠 여기 내 옆에 누워서 나와 같은 꿈을 꿔줘 겨울이 찾아오면 나에게 이런 내가 나를 외쳐 비워줄게 시들어버린 걸 아니까 자꾸 나에게만 노니까
Blatant representation. In more recent music videos, OnlyOneOf have included queer characters, and have made it a point to present LGBT plus specific issues as accurately as possible. This is most detectable in the Underground series. Like previously said, Begin by Yujing is about a character having a crush, but being unsure about confessing, scared of the other character's reaction. Be Free by KB offers the same story from a different perspective. KB's character develops a crush as well, but is more worried about how society will react if he pursues this relationship. In the end, KB's character eventually reciprocates Yujing's character's feelings, seen by the scene where KB joins in dancing with him, showing their unity point. This is not queer coded, it's just blatantly gay and shows the foundations of getting into a same-sex same-gendered relationship. In both Be Mine by Junji and Because by Ri, their two characters are already in a relationship, and it is clear that they are comfortable with themselves and each other, shown by the two often being outside or not in the security of the house. It is debated whether their characters break up and just have a fight, but by leaving the situation anonymous allows people to view aspects of most equal relationships. This cannot even be categorized as queer baiting by haters, because they basically kiss in both music videos. This is representation. In Beat by Mill and Beyond by 9, the bullied kid instantly falls in love with the new student. 9's character defends Mill's character over and over again, and they grow closer. As a consequence, Nine's character gets beaten up by the same bullies and still goes to meet him, despite his critical state. With Beyond showing a more violent reality that queer people go through, and adversity queer students face at school, it correlates with the high rates of school abuse that LGBTQIA+ students risk facing almost every day. According to Stonewall's official website, 42% of LGBT+ school pupils have been bullied in the past year, double the number of non-LGBT+ pupils, 21%. This statistic is definitely way higher in South Korea, which is ruled by a conservative government who have not done a good job at implementing policies in place to protect queer people from prejudice. Outright support. Even away from their storyline and discography, OnlyOneOf have shown unconditional, genuine support to their LGBTQIA+ fans in a number of ways. In the span of 2 months, OnlyOneOf have held up a fuck ton of pride flags spanning across many sexualities and gender identities. Often, lions make or sign pride flags specifically for OnlyOneOf, and the members have no shame when holding these flags either. It was announced that OnlyOneOf would participate in Bump Up Business, which is based off a BL webtoon. Despite many K-pop idols being casted in BL dramas before, OnlyOneOf has made history with every member being part of the cast for a gay series. The support and empathy towards queer people is so strong, and has encouraged them to venture into an alternative career of acting. There is still no official release date, but a picture has been released, and it is presumed Nine and Mill will be our main characters. With the members reading comments from queer lions on Live. One of the most sincere ways they have shown support for queer people is by helping a queer lion propose to their partner.
오늘 이 자리에서 프로포즈를 하고 싶다는 팬분들이 있었어요.
So there's actually fans here who want to propose.
제가 프로포즈를 아직 안 해봐가지고 잘 모르겠어요. 근데
더 이상 말하지 마요. 그냥.
제가 말하지 않고 마이크를 넘겨드리겠습니다.
Same thing, I'll just hand the mic over.
Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm sorry. I love you so much. I know we haven't been dating that long, but we've been friends for longer, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Please give them another round of applause.
This video really touched my heart. The way they gather to the edge of the stage, the cheering, the clapping, Junji on the literal verge of tears shows directly that they care about their fans, wanting to raise awareness and provide a safety net for LGBTQIA+ community. It is clear their artistry has had a monumental impact on their fans, who can relate to the stories they show through their work. They make stories for people who are willing to understand their music, and for queer people to feel comforted and represented by their releases. People can continue to say queer bait this and queer bait that, but they have no understanding of OnlyOneOf's intent and what they are wanting to achieve. Their storyline is no longer queer coded, it's just queer. They touch on social taboos and show the effects of damaging attitudes with full sincerity. Non-queer people should not be policing what queer people can like and find comfort in. We already go through a lot just existing. We do not need K-pop fans saying OnlyOneOf are trying to only gain attention and that every action they do is fan service, especially when I have proven in this video that is far from the truth. Also, literal gay idol icon Holland has commented on why what OnlyOneOf is doing is important, and he shows his appreciation towards the boys. Thank you so much for watching. Please contribute in the comments. If you have any feedback for me, please let me know, so I can make better videos for you all. Stay safe.